It's late 2017, and you don't feel like an investor. Not really. You feel like an outsider, peeking through the window at a party everyone else is already drunk at. Bitcoin is on every news channel, every tabloid, every YouTube ad. Crypto millionaires are on morning TV, grinning as the hosts laugh along. In the office, or on the delivery round, or down at the pub, someone always brings it up. Everyone knows someone who supposedly made a killing. You sit at your kitchen table with a lukewarm coffee and an old laptop. The glow of the screen shows Bitcoin ticking above $19,000. It doesn't even look real. You've never seen numbers move like this. Up hundreds, down thousands, all in a blink. And then you think, I can't throw my savings at this. I can't risk my rent. But what if? That's when the deal is born. Not to bet everything, not to gamble, but to build a habit. Every time this thing crashes hard, you'll put in $100. Not more, not less. $100 is a meal out, a new pair of shoes, a weekend of small luxuries. You can live without those. You can survive losing that. But if this crazy new money has staying power, maybe those forgotten hundreds will stack into something life-changing. You close the laptop, heart racing, not knowing you've just set the course for the next decade of your life. And almost immediately, the market tests you. Within weeks, Bitcoin slips, from 20 down to 13. The headlines roar. The bubble bursts. Colleagues smirk. A mate at the bar calls everyone who bought an idiot. Your stomach turns, but you remember the rule. Every crash, $100. You log in, hands shaking, and buy. The confirmation email lands and you stare at it like it's a receipt for something you don't yet understand. By February, it's under 10. You buy again. By April, it's crawling below 7. You scrape together another 100. Each time you do it, the voices get louder. You're wasting money. It's dead. It's tulip mania. You'll regret this. You laugh nervously, but you keep clicking buy. By the end of 2018, Bitcoin's fallen under 4,000. You've been mocked enough times to stop telling people about it. It's your secret now. You don't want the eye rolls, the smirks. But in your phone, the satoshis keep stacking. You're not rich, not even close. Your few hundred here and there have built maybe a couple thousand in total. But it feels different. Like bricks in a wall no one else can see. Daily life isn't glamorous. You're still dragging yourself out of bed for work. Still watching rent eat half your paycheck. Still choosing between filling the tank or going out on Friday night. But there's this quiet defiance to it now. At the gas station, you hand over $60 for a full tank and then check your phone. Bitcoin jumped 5% overnight, which means your portfolio grew by almost the same amount as that fill-up. At the grocery store, you pass on the brand name cereal and throw another 10 into your savings jar, promising yourself it'll become the next crash buy. 2019 comes and goes with little movement. The hype is gone. No one talks about it anymore. Co-workers who once bragged about buying at 15 grand have deleted their apps, embarrassed. The news barely mentions it, but you're still there, quietly feeding that invisible fire, 100 at a time when it dips. You've lost track of how much in total, but you know this: you're still in the game. Then comes March 2020. The world shatters. A virus sweeps across the globe. Cities shut down. Markets crash. Stocks tank. Bitcoin, the supposed hedge, falls off a cliff. Under 5,000, even under 4. You sit there, heart pounding, watching the chart bleed red. You wonder if this is the end. Maybe it was all a scam. Maybe this is the death blow. Friends text you, laughing, your magic internet money is toast. But then you remember the rule. Every crash, 100. Your hands shake as you log in. You click buy at 3,800 and feel sick to your stomach. But the order confirms, and you close the app. You get on with your day, and you have no idea you've just made one of the best buys of your life. The rebound comes faster than anyone expects. By summer, Bitcoin's back at 10,000. By Christmas, it's breaking 20. You open your app one evening and sit frozen. The stash you built through years of mockery, through nights of doubt, through the pandemic crash, has doubled, tripled. You're not sitting on millions. But for the first time, it's enough to matter. Enough that you think, I could actually pay off my credit card. I could put down money on a better car. I could maybe even... And then the thought drifts to Tesla. That Model 3 you once laughed at online. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but for the first time it doesn't feel impossible. And still you hold. Because the rule isn't about spending, it's about stacking. 2021 arrives and the mania is back. 30,000, 40, 50, 60. The headlines roar again, but now they sound different. Now the same news anchors who mocked Bitcoin are calling it digital gold. Celebrities are tweeting about it. Elon Musk is joking about Dogecoin, and every coin in the top 20 is pumping. Bitcoin peaks near 69,000 in November, and you feel like you're watching a movie. You log in every morning to see your portfolio ballooning, tens of thousands staring back at you. It leaks into your daily life. You're at the dealership one weekend, waiting for your old Toyota to be serviced, and you wander over to the Tesla section. You sit inside a Model Y, hands on the futuristic steering wheel, and smile. You could actually buy this, today, if you wanted. The thought feels surreal. Later that night, you're on Zillow again, scrolling houses you never thought you'd afford. Your mind races. This could be real. I could cash out and change everything. But the other thought rises louder. Remember 2018. Remember 2020. Remember the crashes. Don't get greedy. Don't break the rule, and so you don't. You let the dream linger, but you don't touch the stash. And then comes 2022. Terra collapses. An entire stablecoin ecosystem implodes. Billions vanish. People who thought they were safe are wiped out. The contagion spreads, exchanges wobble, and then the hammer, FTX, one of the biggest names in crypto, collapses in scandal. A household name vanishes overnight, and with it, trust. Bitcoin plunges to 15,000. The headlines are brutal. Crypto is dead. The bubble has finally burst. Politicians smirk on camera, saying they warned everyone. Celebrities delete their old crypto ads. You sit in your car after a long shift, staring at your phone, watching your portfolio bleed. The balance you saw at $60,000 is gone. Tens of thousands erased in weeks. It feels like betrayal. Like the floor ripped out from under you. And still, the rule whispers. Every crash, 100. You hesitate. Your thumb hovers over the buy button. This feels different. This feels final. But you click. 100 at 17, another at 16, another at 15. Each one heavier, scarier than the last. You sit there in the parking lot, heart thumping, wondering if you're insane. Friends message you. Mate, it's over. Sell what's left and walk away, but you keep your secret. You don't argue, you don't explain. You just add another 100 and close the app. You drive home in your old car, grab a takeaway on the way, and wonder if one day you'll look back on this as madness or genius. The winter of 2023 feels like a slow, gray march. Bitcoin hovers between 20 and 30,000, too quiet for headlines, too boring for social media. Friends who once filled your inbox with crypto bro jokes don't even bring it up anymore. It's not fun for them when nothing's happening. For you, though, it's strangely peaceful. There's no mania, no spotlight, just your rule. $100 at the dips. Sometimes, late at night, you wonder if you're mad. Maybe those friends were right. Maybe this thing really is just an endless cycle of hype and heartbreak. But then you remember the way 2020 felt, the way 2021 felt. That brief, intoxicating moment when your balance looked like a ticket out of the grind. You remind yourself, this isn't about a single year, this is about decades, so you keep buying, quietly, consistently. Then 2024 arrives and everything changes. The headlines roar again. The SEC finally approves spot Bitcoin ETFs. Wall Street, the very institutions that once mocked Bitcoin, are suddenly piling in. Pension funds, hedge funds, family offices, all pouring billions into the very asset they told you was worthless. You sit at your kitchen table one morning, cereal bowl half-eaten, scrolling through the news. The irony makes you laugh out loud. You check your portfolio and your hands actually shake. Bitcoin smashed past 60,000 again, 70, 80. The stash you've built from years of stubborn hundreds now looks like a real fortune. Tens of thousands, six figures in sight. You lean back in your chair, staring at the screen. It doesn't feel real. This balance on your phone could wipe out your credit cards, could buy you that Tesla outright, could even be the down payment on a house. You whisper to yourself, is this really happening? But again, the rule steadies you. You don't sell. You wait for crashes, and sure enough, they come. 1 week, Bitcoin dips back under 70. Headlines turn bearish. Twitter fills with panic. You smile, click buy, and toss in another 100. It almost feels like a game now, like you're harvesting fruit while everyone else is running around screaming about storms. Your daily life in 2024 feels different now. Bills don't weigh on you the same. When rent goes up, you shrug. When the car needs repairs, you hand over the cash without flinching. You're not spending your Bitcoin? Not yet. But just knowing it's there changes everything. It's like a safety net you built yourself, one brick at a time. By summer, you finally give yourself a taste of the dream. You walk into a Tesla showroom, not with the intent to buy, but just to see. You sit in the driver's seat of a Model Y. Run your fingers over the screen. Feel the smoothness of the steering wheel. The salesman talks about financing and you almost laugh. If you wanted to, you could pay cash today. You don't. You walk out, hands in pockets, but with a grin you can't hide. Because you know you've already won. Then comes 2025, and the wave grows. Pension funds go public with their Bitcoin allocations. Headlines scream about billions flowing in. The price creeps higher, 90, then flirting with the big round number everyone's been waiting for, $100,000. You wake up one morning, roll over, check your phone, and there it is, 6 figures in your portfolio. You sit up in bed, heart thumping, staring at the number. For years you were scraping together hundreds while everyone mocked you. Now here it is. Proof. Your life is still normal in so many ways. You still get up early, still work hard, still juggle bills, but it feels lighter. You've got breathing room. You book a holiday for the first time in years, a real one, not a weekend away. Hawaii. You click confirm on the flights and lean back in your chair, smiling. As the confirmation email lands, you check your Bitcoin balance again. It grew by almost the cost of the flights overnight. It feels surreal. The conversations with friends shift too. The same ones who told you to sell in 2018, who mocked you in 2020, who said you were insane in 2022, now they're texting you at midnight. Bro, should I buy some now or wait for a dip? What wallet do you use? You don't gloat. You don't rub it in. But inside, you feel vindicated. You stayed the course. You played the long game. Then, as always, the dip comes. Bitcoin slides from 100,000 back into the 70s. Panic hits the news again. Analysts say the bubbles burst. Twitter fills with doom posts. But you almost laugh. You've been here before and you know what to do. You buy another 100, another brick in the wall. Which brings us to 2026, 9 years after that first $100 promise. What does life actually look like for you now? Picture this. It's a Tuesday morning. The alarm goes off, but you don't groan like you used to. You roll over, grab your phone, and check your portfolio before even checking the weather. Bitcoin's sitting comfortably over 100,000. Your stash, built slowly, stubbornly, through every crash, is worth 6 figures. The kind of money that used to feel like fantasy. You get up, make coffee, and sit at the kitchen table. Bills are still there. Rent, utilities, car insurance. But they don't scare you anymore. They're just chores. If you wanted, you could wipe them out with a few clicks. But you don't. You stick to the plan. Later that day, you're out driving. Not in the old Toyota anymore. Now you're behind the wheel of a Tesla. Maybe it's a Model Y, maybe it's the Cybertruck, paid for in cash. You cruise past gas stations without a second thought. At a red light, you glance at the massive screen on the dash and smile. You remember when this was just a dream you had scrolling online in 2020. That evening, you meet friends for dinner. The conversation inevitably drifts to Bitcoin. One of them shakes his head. Man, I wish I'd done what you did. I laughed at you back then. Now look at you. You smile, sip your drink, and don't say much. Because it's not about bragging. It's about the quiet satisfaction of knowing you stuck to your rule. When you get home that night, you sit on the couch, scrolling through Zillow again. Not because you need to, but because you can. Houses that once looked impossible now feel within reach. A mortgage doesn't scare you anymore. You can picture it now. A backyard for barbecues, an office where you'll check your portfolio, maybe even a second property down the line. And most importantly, you sleep well. You know crashes will come again. Maybe next month, maybe next year. The headlines will scream, the panic will rise. And when they do, you'll do exactly what you've done since 2017. Slide in another 100, another brick, another step. That's where you are in 2026. Not guessing, not gambling, not chasing hype. Just sitting in a life that feels freer, safer, and more exciting than you ever thought possible. All because 9 years ago you made a quiet promise. Every crash, $100. And you kept it. And that's the story. But here's the thing. It isn't just some fantasy or novel. It's a mirror of what could be reality. Because after the tough few months we've just had, with volatility, corrections, and headlines once again calling Bitcoin dead, the same choice sits in front of us today as it did back in 2017. Do you walk away, or do you keep showing up, one brick at a time? History shows that every crash has looked like the end, until it wasn't. The lesson here is simple. Those who had the discipline to keep buying, to keep stacking through the fear, were the ones who woke up years later with life-changing portfolios. So when you hear this story, don't just hear it as a bedtime tale. Hear it as a roadmap. Because if the past is any guide, this might not be a story about what if. It might just be a story about what's coming next.